We continue with the chapter reading of the report of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence and the U.S. House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, section 28 pages. This section of the report I'll be talking about is other Saudi government officials in the United States who may have been in contact with the September 11th hijackers. Among the individuals who may have been as associates of the Al-Hazmi al-Midar was Sheikh al-Thumeri. Fahad al-Thumeri is his name. According to the blank memorandum reviewed by the Joint Inquiry staff, initial indications are that al-Thumeri may have had a physical or financial connection to al-Hazmi and al-Midar. But we are still looking at this possibility. Well, it's no longer a possibility now with the latest Operation Encore documents from the FBI and the Office of Military Commission's Candace Trail document. We now know that Fahad al-Thumeri definitely had connections to Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Midar and knew about their their meeting with the coming to the United States as early as late December of 1999. And this was when they arrived at the meeting of the Al-Qaeda leadership in the summit meeting in Malaysia. Al-Thumeri is an accredited diplomat at the Saudi consulate in Los Angeles. He was hired by Muwassid al-Jarrah, who is the foreign Islamic affairs head at Washington, D.C. And he's also considered one of the imams at the King Fahd Mosque in Culver City, California. You can see there's a big redaction here. According to FBI documents, the King Fahd Mosque was built in 1956 from funding from the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Abdulaziz. The mosque is attended by members of the Saudi consulate in Los Angeles and is widely known for its anti-Western views. FBI documents indicate that Modar Abdullah drove al-Hazmi and al-Midar to the King Fahd Mosque before al-Midar returned to Saudi Arabia. Actually, he didn't go to Saudi Arabia. He went to Yemen to visit his pregnant wife. Several individuals on the East Coast, when the hijackers may have met, also had connections to the Saudi government. Also, the terrorist attacks, the FBI discovered during September 2001, an individual, Salah al-Hussein, stayed at the same hotel in Herndon, Virginia, where al-Hazmi was staying at the same time. Now, the FBI went to interview him, and it's here, according to FBI documents, al-Hussein is apparently a Saudi Interior Ministry employee official. He claimed not to know the hijackers, but yet he met Nawaf al-Hazmi and stood in the same hotel. But agents in the FBI's Boston field office believed he was being deceptive. The interview was terminated when al-Hussein either passed out or feigned a seizure requiring medical treatment. When he went to the hospital, he was actually released. And it says here, he was released from the hospital several days later and managed to depart the United States despite law enforcement efforts to locate and re-interview him. Salah Hussein is the uncle of Sam Omar al-Hussein. Sami al-Hussein is connected to the Islamic Assembly of North America and is subject of an FBI counterterrorism investigation. The FBI also discovered that Salah al-Hussein is a major contributor to the Assembly of North America, a nonprofit organization based in Michigan and is dedicated to the spread of Islam worldwide. According to the FBI, the INANA mission is to naturally to spread Islamic fundamentalism and Salafist doctrine throughout the United States and the world at large. The IANA solicits funds from wealthy Saudi benefactors, extremist Islamic sheikhs, and suspect non-governmental organizations. According to FBI documents, the INAA has solicited money from Prince Bandar bin Sultan. That's incredible. You can see that this is a very wide network of Wahhabi extremists. But the documents are unclear as to whether Bandar actually contributed money to the organization in the same sense that Prince Bandar's bank account to his wife, Haifa bin Faisal, sent money to an associate who then sent that money to her husband, who then sent that money to Khalid al-Midar and al-Hazmi. As you could see, the money is being disassociated from a direct link from where it originally came from. And that's what happened here. FBI documents also indicate that Saudi naval officers were in contact with the September 11th hijackers. FBI documents that state that the San Diego field office, the FBI San Diego field office, opened a counterterrorism investigation on an individual named Osama Nur, a Saudi naval officer, due to association with Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar. In addition, Laif al-Harbi, another Saudi naval officer, was in telephone contact with Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi on 9 occasions from March 11, 2000 to March 17th of 2000. The Jacksonville FBI field office is conducting an investigation to determine whether Salah Ahmed Badawi, a Saudi naval officer within its territory, was in contact with any of the hijackers. And you can see there's a long redaction here relating to Salah Ahmed Badawi, which extends to the other page, actually. So there must have been something regarding national security, but it was something determined to be too sensitive for the public to see. The FBI has also discovered some more tenuous components between Saudi government personnel and the hijackers during the course of the Pent Bomb investigation. There was a follow up to the Pent Bomb investigation for many of you who know me and through this channel was the Operation Encore. Some of the FBI agents involved with Pent Bomb were not satisfied with the initial results, so they went and opened up another operation following Pent Bomb, which was Operation Encore. And what they've uncovered was that Saudi government officials were definitely providing financial and logistical support to two known Al Qaeda operatives who were involved with the hijacking of Flight 77, Khalid al-Mihdhar, and Nawaf al-Hazmi. For example, according to the FBI, an individual named Fahad Abdullah Saeed Bahkari was close friends with with September 11 hijackers Ahmed al-Ghamdi and Hamza al-Ghamdi. Bakla previously worked as a pilot for the Saudi royal family, flying Osama bin Laden between Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia during Osama bin Laden's exile. In addition, an FBI source stated that September 11th that he or she was 50% sure that al-Mihdhar was a visitor at the apartment in McLean, Virginia, that was occupied in July and August of 2001 by Hamad Abdullah of the Saudi Embassy Military Division. FBI documents also note that September 11 hijackers Saeed al-Ghamdi may have also visited this address. And as you could see, some of these September 11 hijackers were in close association with members of the Saudi Royal Ministry and Saudi Royal Military, through the Naval Department, through the Army Department, and through the Saudi Kingdom themselves. I mean, this is astonishing. And as you can see, that's the end of this chapter. But wow, what a revealing chapter that was, because now this actually shows that a number of Saudi government officials and military personnel were in close contact with at least 5 of the September 11 hijackers there. That's the end of this chapter. And really, thank you very much for showing interest, because I think this is really important to show the wide nexus of how foreign intelligence and domestic intelligence was so closely linked to the September 11 hijackers in terms of monitoring and, of course, in terms of logistical support. And just remember this, with foreign intelligence, I'm talking about Saudi Arabia and Israel, they seem to have had a closer connection to the hijackers than domestic intelligence. And that the domestic intelligence, it seems through these chapter readings of all the reports I'm going through with you, did not get all the intelligence from Saudi Arabia and Israel. I mean, that much I know is true. And I think the CIA and the NSA knew about these intelligence rings, and that they basically entrusted them to give them all the intelligence to stop these attacks, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. And I wouldn't like to see, my followers to act, in a rushed manner and say, well, everybody's involved. No, it's not. Now, I'm going to be safe to say that the CIA, especially at the officer level, can't say so much for the management level, didn't want the attacks to happen. The analysts may have not wanted to share information because they were running an operation that was covert and illegal, and that these analysts probably knew about the foreign intelligence services being here and entrusted them to give them everything, and they didn't, because it benefited both Saudi Arabia and Israel for these attacks to happen, because the United States would go on to basically invade the countries that they're enemies with. Does that sound like a rabid conspiracy theory? I don't think so. All right, guys, listen. Stay safe, be careful. If you live in the tri-state area, we're expecting a major snowstorm here. So be on the watch. And thank you very much for listening in and watching. And I'll see you next video. Take care, everybody.